And that's what yoga is. Yoga means union. It literally means a union of all the polarities in your cells, but especially in your hemispheres. And by the use of breathing in a certain way and using positive emotion, you can change the way your heart works. That changes the way your head works. That brings in a much more balanced perspective. It sounds really technical then, but it's dead simple. It's just about taking some time out for yourself, relaxing, breathing in a certain way, which I'll show you later. And what happens then is, and this is neuroscience, this is not me making this up, it's the neuroscience of mindfulness, really. And the more time you spend in this balanced state, science has shown now that the more you change your neural pathways in your brain, because certain chemicals are released in your brain-derived neurotrophic factor it's called. Those chemicals then, with positive behavior, construct new neural pathways which will help you to go forward in your life. That's how you change behavior, in a relaxed way and breathe in a certain way. So I'll explain more in the second half, just how we do it here. Okay, 10 more minutes then we'll have a bit of a break. Any questions so far? What it means then is, we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. It's the way we process information that really, that's why two people in the same circumstance can act and behave and see things in a completely different way. So the idea is, if you see the world as negative and stressful and this, that and the other, there are ways to change in the way you see the world. Because most of us, when we're stressed, we look at the negative sort of catastrophic way of looking at things. If you can sense when that's coming in, nip it in the bud and start to see a bigger picture. I'm not saying that we've got to go around and be positive because isn't life wonderful. This is a realistic way to view life and seeing more options, really. So any questions?
How long would that take?
How long would it take to do that? It depends. It depends. Some people naturally get into that. But my suggestion is, when I show you this thing later on, the breathing thing, 3 10-minute sessions a day of doing that will start to change the way your nervous system starts to work. But I'll talk about this now as it's coming up. All this stuff, right, all this. See them in the park doing all this stuff. All that is about breathing, moving, stretching, and flowing. And just by practicing Tai Chi in the correct way, you're actually changing the way your pathways, your brain pathways work. I used to see, when I was on the Ale, I used to be Birkenhead Park, I'd be like that against the tree, and I'd see all these nutters, you know what I mean, all moving in harmony, you know, there'd be like 50 of them all moving in harmony, smiling, probably sending me out love, you know what I mean, worked in it. But I used to see, I can remember thinking, well, you know, with me rolling, with me pork pie and me can of beer, thinking, look at them, they don't know how to live. You know what I mean? I've become one of them, you know, I've just come round in the full circle, because I wholeheartedly believe that if you can get into all this stuff and start to understand the energy processes of the body, then things change. You start to do things in a much more energetically feasible way and don't burn energy so foolishly. So we'll do a little bit of this after this bit of Tai Chi. But there's other things as well from yoga, which I'll show you. Simple techniques just to keep your muscles relaxed and to start to release tension and stuff. So the answer to your question is don't know. It all depends on the individual.
So they're all chemical change then?
Pardon?
Is it all chemical change, them actions and energy movements?
Yeah. It all starts between the mind. I mean, people say to me, what do you do? Well, I'm supposed to be a consultant in psycho, neuro, endocrino, immunohematology. And what that means is, it starts off in your mind. Right. What's going on in your mind? This is the way I explain it. What goes on in your mind affects the way your brain works. Well, how your brain works will send information via your nervous system to your endocrine glands, or your endocrine glands. They then secrete biochemical substances into the blood, which impact upon your stem cells. You with me? Yeah. Your stem cells determine how your DNA expresses itself, which creates proteins, which create you. So I think that what's going on in your mind, right, both consciously and unconsciously, affects who you become in the end. And I can see that as clear as anything. And the feedback that comes from your physical body sends the information back up, right? And the whole process is like a spiral that goes on. So yeah, in the end, it's about Down here, in this material world, it's all about biochemicals and things like that. Up here, this is all about the invisible realm of how we process information and how we think. So the answer is, yeah, maybe.